Hello and welcome to the 741 channel. Thank you for stopping by. Today we're going to take a look at replacing the EVAP purge control valve on my 2004 Chevy Tahoe. Now this process should be similar on many GM trucks and SUVs that were made between the late 90s and up into the 2010s. Having said that though, I'm just a shade tree mechanic, I'm not a professional, but if you're going to attempt this job yourself, make sure you research it ahead of time and get the right parts for your application. So what I'll do first in the video is demonstrate the troubleshooting and diagnostic that I went through to determine that this was my problem, and then I'll actually replace the part after that. So the first indication of trouble was when the check engine light came on, and then shortly after that I would get a message on the indicator screen here telling me to tighten the fuel cap. So that was the first thing I did. I actually tightened the fuel cap, and then I took it off and checked it to make sure that it was in good condition and that the air vent and spring were okay in it. Now of course they were, so I put it back and still got the error message. So at that point I knew it was time to get out my OBD-II scan tool and check for codes. As you can see, I've got my scan tool connected up to my OBD-II port with my ignition turned on. And as you can see on the screen, I'm getting the P0445 code. And when I looked that up on the internet, that indicates that I have a shorted EVAP purge control valve. So what I'll do now is pop the hood, find the valve. So on this vintage of Chevy Tahoe with the 5.3 liter, the purge control valve is located underneath the engine cover, sort of near the front. So the first thing I'll do is use an 8mm socket to remove this single screw that holds the cover on. So with the cover off, the purge control valve is right here and easily accessible. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove this hose from the top of the solenoid. And to do that, I'm just going to squeeze in on this plastic clip and pull this straight up. So to remove the solenoid valve from the engine, I'm first going to unplug this connector. Hopefully the camera is focused well enough for you to see that there's a clip on this side of the connector. I'm just going to lift that up with my finger and then pull it straight out. Okay. So over here on this side of the solenoid valve, there's a single bolt holding it on, and I'm going to use an 8mm socket to remove it. Now mine's fairly loose. If yours is tight, you may need a small ratchet to crack it loose. Now I should be able to pull this straight up and out. So here's a look at the part that I opted to buy for my vehicle. This is an AC Delco, part number 214-1105. There is an Amazon link in the description below that will take you to the product page for this part, but make sure you do your research and get the right part that fits your vehicle. So here's a look at the parts side by side. This over here is the old one, and this is the new one. Now as far as I can tell, they're pretty much the same part. This one's got slightly different markings and says it's made in Mexico. Not sure where this one was made. One thing to mention is that the new part did not come with this rubber piece that was on the old one, so I'm going to take it off and transfer it to the new part. So to install the part, I'm going to seat this fitting down into this hole, and I'm going to make sure that this screw hole is lined up with this threaded insert that's here. Because the part is new, I had to kind of put a little force in there to get it to seat, but I think it's okay now. So next up, I'm going to just reinstall the hold down bolt. So next up, I'll reinstall the connector. You can see that the shape of the plug fits the receptacle here, so you really can't plug it in backwards, but the locking clip should be on this side of the part. So then last up, I'm going to bring the vacuum line back in. I'm going to put it down onto the fitting, and I'm going to push this on until it clicks into place. Now you probably couldn't hear it in the video, but it does kind of make a clicking sound once it gets where it needs to be. And just to make sure it's seated properly, I'm going to pull up on it to make sure it doesn't pop off. Now I'll reinstall the engine cover. There's two sort of hinge points here that fit into clips on the back of the engine. This just kind of sits down in place. I'll use my socket and tighten the screw. Now that I have the purge solenoid replaced, I need to clear the codes. To do that, I'm going to push erase on my scan tool, but when I do that, it's actually going to reset the whole computer system in the vehicle. Now that I've got the codes erased, you can see I don't have any error codes now, but not all of the diagnostic systems are online. That's what these blinking indicators mean. So what I'm going to have to do is actually drive the vehicle probably between 100 and 200 miles for these systems to fully come back online. Once these indicators are solid and online, and I no longer have any codes or check engine lights, I'll know that I'm good to go. But I'm fairly confident that this was the problem and that P0445 code shouldn't return. So that's pretty much going to wrap things up for replacing the solenoid purge valve on my 2004 Chevy Tahoe. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to leave a comment or subscribe, feel free to do that as well. And if you'd like to support my channel in another way, please consider visiting my Amazon store, which is linked in the description below. Thanks for watching.